Okay, so now that we know some chords, let's talk about how to strum them. So going back to holding the pick, you know, we kind of went through this whole sequence of staying really relaxed at every step of the way, bringing our hand up, putting the pick in, dropping our thumb down, always staying really relaxed the whole time, making sure at every step we're staying relaxed. That's really important. Can't say it enough. So now the basic gist that we're going to do is we're just going to be taking this pick and we're going to be using it to strum across the strings. And you don't actually have to do that much. We're just going to be doing down strums for right now. Gravity itself can really do most of the work for you. So if I get up here and grab myself a C chord, and I just have my arm right here, and I just kind of let it go, I'll actually wind up strumming. You know, it just by even falling down, gravity will take care of my arm. Now, so it can be a really effortless sort of thing. Now, of course, there's a little more to it than that, but kind of in a very basic way, that's kind of what you're up to, is you can kind of let gravity really do a lot of the work for you. Now, but let's just think about some of the elements at play here. We've got our forearms, you know, our elbows can kind of move a little bit. Our wrists can kind of move. We don't want to make sure that our wrists aren't locked. Even our fingers can kind of move a little bit. So rather than trying to micromanage, like, okay, I need to do this all from my elbow and I need to do this much from my wrist, I don't think our bodies and our minds really work that way. I think it's good to notice that these are kind of the functional pieces that are going to be involved. Yeah, your elbow can be involved. Your wrist can be involved. Your fingers even can be involved. Your hand can be really relaxed. But ultimately, you can kind of get them, you can kind of set them up. And for now, just like let your hand kind of come in towards the guitar with the flat pick in it. And so something I do sometimes, the way that I'll think about it if I'm playing a big strum like this, I want to stay really relaxed and I can use just really big muscles. I don't have to try and micromanage crazy things within my hand. And just kind of create a little bit of a circle. Try it again. Now when I do this, if you look carefully at the flat pick in my right hand, you'll see how loose I'm actually holding the pick. Because you'll see the pick really flexing a lot. If I was holding it really tightly, I'll show you what it looks like if I squeeze really tightly. Now that's louder for right now, which in the instant might even sound sort of better, but that is super, super not sustainable. Already I can feel my shoulder is getting tight. So again, I want to kind of make sure I'm really loose and relaxed. Hand loose, holding the pick loosely, and then so kind of from my elbow, just make it a big, gentle circle. And once you kind of get the hang of that, then you can try speeding up the motion ever so slightly. Not that you're going to be playing at a faster tempo, but rather than going through the strings slowly, you try going through the strings a little quicker. So if we go really slow through the strings, we get something like that. If we go a little faster, we get something like that. If we go faster still, we get that. If we go really fast, we get something like this. And those are all kind of different sounds. So kind of experiment with how fast you let your arm go through the strings. Just always with kind of an awareness of whether you're carrying a bunch of tension in your elbow, in your wrist, and your hand. And it might, you know, take a little bit of calibration. You might hit your nail on the strings, and that's okay. You might hit the underside of these fingers on the strings. That's okay. That happens to me pretty much, you know, at least most of the time when I'm playing guitar anyway. But as long as you keep relaxed, then you're strumming. So a way that you can practice this is you can turn on a metronome, and we'll talk about metronomes more, but you know, a metronome is an incredible device, most misunderstood thing in the world of music. Metronome is the best. And it's cool because it doesn't lie, it just kind of keeps you honest. It just kind of clicks at a really regular rate, and your job is to just find a place of being in agreement with the metronome, if you can. And if you're not, all good, it's cool. It's just going to kind of keep going, and it can be something to kind of calibrate yourself to. So you can turn on a metronome at a really slow tempo, so it's clicking bump, bump, and you could maybe do every other strum. So bump, 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 bump. Even something as slow as that would be great. And then you might try strumming a different chord that you just learned. So here is a G. Try strumming that one. And try our D. Now this is a little different. Remember, when I was teaching you the D chord, I said, you've got to be careful. You don't want to play all 6 strings on the D because you get a note that you don't want. So now, into our strumming, we have to start paying a little more attention. We can kind of use our thumb again to play that F sharp on the bottom because that note F sharp is in a D major chord. But if we don't want to go all the way with that, then we have to have a little bit more accuracy in our right hand. But that's not that big a deal. So just kind of go slow and just practice starting on the 4th string. You can go really slow. And just get used to seeing what it feels like and feeling what it feels like to kind of bring your flat pick up so that it's going to land on the 4th string. You can even just stop, bring it to the 4th string, and then strum it and start again. And as you do that a little bit more, your body will start to learn what that feels like. Your body is amazing. Like your kind of the subconscious, body stuff going on. It's absolutely incredible. Like it'll figure a lot of this stuff out for you if you let it. If you try and micromanage it too much, it'll actually probably become more difficult. So just give your body the space. Let it kind of learn what some of these things feel like. So 4th string, what's that feel like to just let it go, let gravity take over? Really relaxed. And then once you kind of got the hang of that, see if you can integrate it into one continuous motion. Or you can have the F sharp. And practice it with the F too. You know, on the high strings. Something else that I would suggest that you do is try strumming. Once you kind of got this down, try strumming kind of as a little exercise, going from playing the top 3 strings, and then the top 4 strings, then the top 5, then all 6. You can do that on any chord, you know. And then back up. Top 5 strings, top 4 strings. You'll start to gain a little bit more of a refined sense of where each of these strings are in space, and that will come in handy down the road. So if you have any questions about anything having to do with strumming, just show me how you're doing it and send me a video and I'll take a look and I'll be happy to get back and help you out.